and talk about the build. This is my 6-piece final measure DPS max crit chance, max crit damage build. Now, I hope you guys are enjoying this global event. If you like final measure half as much as I do, I highly recommend this build. Now, before I even get started, this build is strictly my own preference. If you guys like to build this a different way, by all means do it. I just like this. I feel it's very balanced, and everyone knows how I like my max crit builds. Now, this build is not fully optimized. It can get a little bit better, but not much. Now, I am running the 2 houses, and I am running a pistol with predatory. Therefore, get them down, pistol whip them, get your health, have a nice day. Now, before I actually get into the final measure set bonuses, let's go ahead and talk the numbers. I have a DPS of 426,000 with a firearms of 6,153. And my toughness is just above 500,000 with a stamina of 7,062. And my skill power and electronics are bare bones. Now, the first house, as you guys can see, is Deadly Vicious, and my secondary house is Deadly Unforgiving. Everyone knows after you get down that first health segment, your Vicious is inactive, therefore switch to your Unforgiving, get that 10% weapon buff, and go to town. Afterwards, pistol whip them with the predatory, get your health back, switch back to your crit, and mow them down again. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the set bonuses. Now, for final measure, set bonus 2 gives you 25% EDR. That's your exotic damage resilience, whether it be EMPs, shocks, bleeds, burns, what have you. It's a very nice attribute to have. Set bonus 3 is PvE based, 15% protection from elites. Set bonus 4, you get the talent final measure. Basically, every 8 seconds, an enemy will throw a grenade at you, and if so, it will be diffused, and it will get added to your own inventory. Therefore, if you're wearing final measure, you can spam them with grenades, and then when they throw them to you, they basically go in your pocket, and then you can throw them right back at them every 8 seconds. Now, for the classified part of this, set bonus 5 gives you an additional 15% EDR, giving you 40% overall, and gives you an additional 15% protection from elites, giving you 30% overall. And finally, set bonus 6 gives you the talent improved final measure. When a grenade is diffused, you and all your teammates within a 30-meter radius gain a buff. There's 3 different buffs because there's so many different grenades. You have your EMP and shock buff, which is your skill power. You have your frag and incendiary grenades, which give you a weapon buff. And your flashbang and tear gas gives you an armor buff. All these buffs last 8 seconds, and they are all 40%. Therefore, if you are EMP or shocked, and I defuse it, everyone on my team, including myself, get a skill power buff of 40%. Frags and incendiaries, everyone gets a weapon buff, 40%. And flash tear gas, everyone gets an armor buff. And it lasts 8 seconds, and then they throw another grenade, you get another buff. Rinse and repeat, mow down everything, blah blah blah. It's awesome. Now getting into the weapons. My first house is Deadly Vicious with the card counter. It is fully optimized. The base damage is 20.1k. And the mods I am running on it: Loud Vent Brake, Small Grip, an Extended Mag, and a C79 Scope. Going into the muzzle, make sure you have 19% crit damage and 3% crit chance on here. You might see some with, less headshot damage or something else, but at least you have the 19 and the 3. Make sure you have that for the crit. For your small grip, 19 crit damage. There is one being sold this week during the vendor reset, so make sure you look at the vendor reset video I posted and go ahead and pick that up real quick. So make sure you have a small grip and make sure it has 19 on the crit hit damage. As far as the extended mag, I have 116 on the mag size, 3 on the crit chance, and 4 on the crit damage. The only thing you can get better is the mag size. I believe it can go up to 121 or 120.5. And finally, the C79 scope. Again, 19 crit damage. Make sure you have 19 crit damage on all 3 of these mods. The C79 scope has 19 on the crit damage, 6 on the headshot damage, and 3 on the crit chance. Now, like I said, once you lose that one segment of health, the Vicious talent becomes inactive, and you switch to the Unforgiving Deadly. Now, on my Unforgiving Deadly, it is fully optimized as well. I am running a loud vent brake, small grip, extended mag, and a mini reflex sight. Now I have 19 crit damage, 5 on the headshot damage, and 3 on the crit chance for my loud vent brake muzzle. The only thing you can get better is you can actually get 6% on that headshot damage. As far as the small grip, like I said before, just make sure you have 19 crit damage right there. The mini reflex sight, I have 7.5 on the crit chance, 5 on the headshot damage, and 4 on the crit chance. And on the extended mag, I have 15.5 on the mag size, 4 on the crit damage, and 3 on the crit chance. Now, as you guys remember, it is 60 and 136 for my Deadly Vicious, and for my Deadly Unforgiving, it is sitting at 54.5 and 120. Now, the pistol doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters on the pistol is make sure you have that predatory. Killing a target regenerates your health 35% over 20 seconds. Very nice perk to have. Highly recommend it. Now let's get into the actual gear items. So my final measure vest is rolled stamina with stamina mods. The major attributes, EDR, health, and minor attribute of ammo capacity. Do not change a thing on this. I would highly recommend all of this. You get that EDR to go on top of your final measure EDR. You have that health, and then you have that extra ammo on your house. Now the mods I am running are 2 maxed out 267 stamina mods with crit chance. Again, those are mods that are being sold during this week's vendor reset, so make sure you guys check out that video and pick up those mods. Moving on to the backpack, it's rolled firearms with firearms mod. Major attribute crit damage, minor attribute disrupt resistance. The only thing I would change is the minor attribute. I would change to ammo capacity. And the mods I am running on the backpack, firearms with health, and 2 first aid self-heal mods, both maxed out at 6%. The firearms mod is maxed out at 267, and the health is at 3,243. Going down to the gloves, rolled firearms, maxed out, God rolled for SMG, meaning you have your SMG damage, your crit damage, and your crit chance. Go to the mask, rolled stamina with firearms mods, major attribute crit chance, minor attribute blind deaf. The only thing I'd change is the blind deaf. I would change to damage to elites, because you remember you already have the protection from elites, and then you'd have the damage to elites, making this a very good PvE and PvP build. Mod on the mask, maxed out firearms mod at 267 with crit chance at 1%. Going down to the final measure knee pads, rolled stamina with firearms mod, major attribute crit damage, minor attribute disrupt and burn resistance, and damage to elites. The only thing I'd change is disrupt. I'd probably either change that to shock or bleed. 2 mods on my knee pads, firearms at 266 with crit chance, and first aid self-heal at 6%. And finally, the final measure holster, not fully optimized. I still can get a little more stamina out of this build, but the firearms and electronics are both maxed out at 1401, and the major attribute is at crit chance. The mod on this, again, 6% first aid self-heal. Now let's wrap this up with the character sheet. Setting at 16% damage to elites. My max health is at 340,000. My armor is not fully optimized, however it is at 32.81% mitigation. My health regen's at 17,000. My protection from elites, 30%. My EDR currently is sitting at 51%. Now, the abilities I'm running: Booster Shot, Immune, and Recovery Link. This is team oriented. You can run this in PvP and PvE. So you can switch up your skills to however you want to play, but for most of my PvP builds, I use these. And for the talents, you have Adrenaline. Medkit now gives you 7 seconds of immunity from status effects. You have Critical Save. Using a medkit during low health increases your damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. Combat Medic. Use a medkit near allies to heal group members and proxies within 20 meters for 40%. And finally, Strike Back. Reach low health to reduce your cooldowns by 20%. Now, I hope you guys enjoy this global event. It is pretty fun. I still have a little ways to go. Let's see. I think I've got like 3 or 4 more accommodations I need to get. Yeah, so I need 4 more. So you'll see me out there grinding. If you guys are new to this channel, go ahead and sub. I'll send you guys content. We're building up this channel on the way to the Division 2. So there's going to be many videos and much more build videos coming your way until then. But like I said, it's your boy Kamikazevondoom here. If you guys are on Xbox, go ahead and hit me up, Kamikazevondoom. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.